My name is Joseph Farborough. I'm 11 years old and in 5th grade. I'm teased a lot because I have some disabilities that make me behave differently than what is considered normal. ADD, OCD, Asperger's, the list goes on. I used to literally really let the teasing get to me and ended up in several fights, but now it's not so bad anymore. I have an artistic talent and that I could paint with greater delicacy than other kids my age. My friends and family frequently praise me and my skills, and I like to pick just one color to work with per canvas, and mix black and white paint to create different shades of it. My last semester in school I had an art show, and they had one in every semester. Of course, my blue portrait of my closest friend, you wouldn't believe the trouble I had letting him to stay while I painted him sideways. Anyways, of course I won first prize in the show, and even got it in the local newspaper. At the show, there was a very strange looking man wearing sunglasses. He was admiring my painting, and told me that I have a great talent. I don't exactly remember everything he said, because I get so distracted and kind of spaced out. But at the end, he invited me to his van for some cake. Now I absolutely love cake, so who was going to deny his offer? On top of that, my parents were looking at the other work, so they couldn't notice that I was gone. So I left with the weird man. When we got to his van, he let me in and told me that he had the cake ready for me in the moment. I couldn't wait. Suddenly he locked the door, which made me a little suspicious, and I felt a little uneasy. Suddenly he screamed and seemed to be reaching for me, but broke down in tears. "No," he screamed. "I can't. Not again." He cried some more, and I was getting more and more weirded out. "What's wrong?" I asked him. "Listen, kid," he began. "I'm not a very good man. In fact, I'm horrible. You're amazing artists, and I don't want to destroy your life like I've done with so many others." He opened the door, revealing scars along his arm. "Go make something out of yourself in that cruel world." So I left with more confused than ever. In a few days I saw the man again. He'd been waiting out front of the school for me. "Hey, young man," he called. I turned and immediately recognized him. He was holding a Tupperware container of green liquid. "Yeah? I decided to make up for what I almost did to you. Want to play a part in your beautiful work. So please take this special paint I made and use it in your paintings." I took the green paint from him as he handed it to me. I noticed some scars along his arm once again. I have no idea how he got so many. "Thanks," I said, bewildered. Then I left. Well, now there was something amazing about this green paint. It looked radiantly beautiful on paper. I could tell this was not ordinary paint. It was more liquidy, almost like glazed. It smelled salty and it was warm to touch. Over the several weeks I painted a number of breathtaking works using green paint, and had a little black and white paint mix here and there. Before I knew it, I was all out. Somehow the man predicted this would happen, because he showed up with more green paint the next day. For several weeks, the man provided me with more and more green paint as I continued to make more beautiful works, until one day, a week short of the next art show, he told me he was leaving and he wouldn't be coming back. "Where are you going?" I asked sadly. I had grown so attached to him. "Well, let's just say nowhere you've been, but you'll go there someday. I hope to see you then," he said. "Here, take this last container of special paint," he continued, handed me the familiar green liquid. "I'll give you more, but I'm just too weak." Indeed, the man looked very pale. He had looked like even paler and paler every time I saw him. He outstretched his hand and shook mine. I shook his back. "Goodbye, my friend. I'll see you again hopefully someday," he said. And with that, he drove off in his van, looking for good. Well, I worked so hard in the painting, harder than I ever worked before. It took me the whole week up until the show to complete it. It was a portrait of the man's face on a large 5x5 canvas, painted with the special green paint, of course. I made sure every last detail of his face, or at least what I remembered of it, he looked wonderful in green. I took the portrait to the art show, and watched as all the students and teachers' parents looked at it with awe. Of course, that was the last time I saw the man, and I never saw him again.